Welcome back to Our Issues Hampton Roads. I'm your host, Ray Pearson. Here with me today is Michelle Simmons, the Executive Director of the American Heart Association's Hampton Roads, an organization on a mission to be a relentless force for a world of longer, healthier lives through research, policy, advocacy, and education on heart and brain health. Now, I talked leading in to the break about 8. So what is life's essential 8?
Yes. So life's essential 8. These are 8 key factors and things that individuals can do that we feel are simple things to keep monitoring that can improve or reduce your risk for heart disease.
I like simple. I know the people watching like simples too.
Now, look, I'm going to give you some of the key ones. So, making sure you're getting exercise.
Okay.
So,
Y'all hear that? You gotta move. You gotta move.
Yes. Reducing your blood sugar, keeping an eye on your blood sugar.
And sugar is in everything. That's the thing. We're not just talking sweet.
We're not talking also about added sugar.
Okay.
You know, my husband the other day was drinking a juice and it said no sugar added. I said, but what about the sugar that's already in it? Of course, no sugar. And he looked and it said 23 grams in 8 ounces. It was a juice. And he said, well, I thought that was sugar free. I said, no, it said no sugar added.
You know what?
There's already sugar in it.
I am a grapefruit juice drinker.
Oh, I mean,
no sugar added.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about checking to see what lives in there already.
That's the thing with sodium as well. When people say, well, I don't put salt on my food, but there's salt already in this.
Y'all listening?
Y'all listening. So blood pressure is another one. And so making sure that you know your numbers. We want people to feel empowered to know their numbers. Sleep is a new one that we added. So just the past few years, we added that. You have to get sleep. That is the way that our, that might have been what like it.
Yes, with life now really going 24 hours because now after COVID, we have access, right? Everybody's got their at-home, work-from-home method.
Yeah.
That sleep has now been disrupted.
It has.
Okay.
But we've got to get it. Our body needs that sleep. We cannot, and it goes by age and some other factors.
We're going to talk about age.
Yes, but you need to be getting your sleep. Nutrition. So we know this one, what we put in our body is so important. And tobacco. So don't do it.
Don't.
Vaping. Don't do it.
So
none of it.
Forms.
No, all the forms. Not just, was the old school smoking a, cigarette, our generations before us, but now it is vaping and that is still
an issue.
And we don't want to be doing that. So
we hit 8.
I feel like we hit 8. I think we did.
And those 8.
We missed them.
I'm saying, but those 8 things, if you can incorporate that and make it a lifestyle choice, then you can possibly lengthen your life.
Lengthen your life and reduce your risk of heart disease, which is so important, and the quality of your life.
Well, so tell me this, how does hypertension play a role?
Yeah. So one of the things that's important for people to know about hypertension is it is one of the most modifiable risks to reduce heart disease. Okay. So controlling your blood pressure is something that you can do.
Okay.
And that people should feel empowered. It's a lot of stuff that's genetic and other things that you can't control, right? But blood pressure is one of those. And so it increases your risk of stroke and heart disease by far. Yeah.
But Michelle, you are in this field, right?
Right.
This is your passion. And you know that your life is really geared towards really making change and lengthening other people's lives. However, I don't think everybody out there knows. So I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
I don't know what the right levels are.
Yeah.
I don't know. When my doctor in a checkup just gives me this number over this number, or here's your cholesterol, and he'll tell me it's really good. And I just take his word for it. But it's better for me to
know and be impacted.
Can you help us know?
Yeah, and that's what we want. So what we're doing in the community as well is getting people to feel empowered. We're giving out blood pressure cuffs so that you can go home and practice and know your numbers. So 120/80 is where you need to be. That is ideal. And so it's not just, and it's really not okay to be too far over that. Sometimes you hear people say, oh, well, mine is just a little high. There's no such thing as that, because over a certain amount, if you get past 130/90, you start to see damage to the organs.
Okay.
And so,
Lord, in that,
yes,
that's a
yes,
that's a chin. What is it? Because see, you know, when you say something over something, it sounds like a fraction, right?
right.
And so that's a 10-spot change from the top
Yes.
and the bottom.
And that starts to
And it
damage
changes
your
everything.
organs. And so, you know why they call it the silent killer is because you don't feel, I could be sitting here right now with hypertension or high blood pressure and I don't feel it. It is a silent killer because you don't feel it. You're going about your day and then something occurs and it hits, whether it be a stroke, whether it be it affects your kidneys, whether it affects your eyes, something starts to happen. And so you have a lot of people in their early age that walk around with hypertension and don't see it manifest until they're 40 and 50 and they get kidney disease and they're on dialysis now. And it's because they had uncontrolled hypertension. We have to know our numbers.
So what about cholesterol numbers?
Cholesterol, yeah, that's very important too. And I think that's the one I missed in the 8.
Is that what? Okay.
Yeah, that was the last one. Yeah, we got it. So no, and you know, putting your cholesterol in check. So 200 is like for your total cholesterol, you want to be at 200 or under. And you know, there's good cholesterol and there's bad cholesterol. HDL
I've
is
heard
good.
and I don't know.
LDL is the bad. And so those.
So tell me again, because I talked.
Sure. HDL is our good cholesterol.
HDL.
That number we want to be 40 or above. For women, they like to say 50 and above.
Okay.
And then your LDL, which they call bad cholesterol, you want that to be under 100. Okay. That's really what we're aiming for. But your total cholesterol, I know we need to go. We're going to reference our website, butart.org, and go there. And all these resources are there. But that is really important. The thing about it is what we recognize is when people are empowered and they know this information and they check it regularly, you see a difference. So if I know what my blood pressure is and I'm actively checking it, just that alone helps my blood pressure be lower.
There's a question I want to ask you, and I'm not going to ask right now because we don't have enough time for you to answer it. Yes. So I'm going to ask it when we come back from break. After the break, find out what the American Heart Association Hampton Roads is preparing for locally. Don't move because these quick tips may save your life.